boxing historians look back on the 20th century, a decade that will certainly stand out will be the 80s. Pryor, Duran, Breland, Starling, and Holmes, all dynamite names over a classic 10 years. Sit back and enjoy the great fighters of the 80s. Roberto Duran, Los Manos de Piedra, won 3 world titles in the 80s, including the first defeat of Sugar Ray Leonard for the welterweight crown. Davey Moore for the junior middleweight crown and defeated Iran Barkley for the middleweight crown. Here we see Duran versus Ricky Stackhouse for the intercontinental middleweight title.
Roberto Duran doesn't exactly look fresh either.
Well, you know, in his fights with Marvelous Marvin, he was doing fine, but he ran out of gas in the last couple of rounds. Also, in his fight with Robbie Sims, he ran out of gas in the 10th round. You know, it's kind of a lot to expect a guy to carry around the weight that he's carrying around now and go those 10 rounds. But again, with his smarts and knowing how to relax in the ring, that's what enables him to do it.
Well, the fight you referred to against Robbie Sims was in June of 1986. He then went back into hibernation. His weight went up to about 210.
Oh, Randy, he hit Stackhouse with a right hand in the body that time, and you could just see the guy freeze.
Meanwhile, Ricky Stackhouse has not been working the body as I thought he would, as he said he would.
Well, what happens, Randy, when he tries to reach and do something, Duran nails him. After you get nailed a couple of times, you don't want to do that anymore.
And just as you were saying that, Duran landed a very pretty left hand to the body and a right hand upstairs. 1 minute gone, round 6.
See it coming every time. He sticks that left hand out like it's a rangefinder, and boom, the right hand comes right behind it.
You were talking about the radar earlier that Roberto Duran has, as Roberto eats a right hand to the midsection.
A little bit lower than the midsection there. That was in Panama City.
And chant of Duran once again.
Looking for the memory, Randy. They're looking for the old Manos de Piedras with all that fire.
Nobody wanted to take a chance anymore on Roberto Duran.
You see that beautiful move? He's complaining that he wasn't knocked down, but he's wobbling around pretty good.
I don't think he can even stand up. 40 seconds remain in the round. Doing the right thing, Gil, grabbing on for dear life. 30 seconds remain.
And Roberto was content to let him grab. He'll set him up one more time before this round is over, though, Randy. There it is, good left hook to the body. Duran now is a kind of fighter that's smart, just does enough to win. Again, here was the chance for the flyer to show it wasn't there.
We head to the bell in round number 6. A nice round for Roberto Duran, maybe his best. And Gil, I don't know what Ricky Stackhouse is complaining about. He's claiming it wasn't a knockdown, but yet his feet were gone. We look into the corner of the man who did knock him down, and we'll see. Was it a knockdown?
Stackhouse is doing the landing right now. Good punches, but here comes Duran, and bang, he hits him with that right hand on the chin. That's the one that hurt. Now, whether he fell down a little later, there was another right hand, but he was certainly hurt with the first right hand. Suckered right in and got nailed with it.
I don't think there's any question about it.
And there it is again. Beautiful move by Duran.
Yeah, no question about it. That right hand landed. No wonder he didn't think he got knocked down. He didn't remember it.
You know, I've seen these kind of things happen. He may not remember the rest of the fight.
It could happen, and let's see what happens here. It's round number 8. This is scheduled for 10 rounds, and the way this thing's going, anything can happen. Roberto Duran coming up with right hand after right hand, but yet Ricky Stackhouse keeps coming back. Just like that.
Duran just lets him reach, makes him reach, Randy, and just keeps nailing him.
Gil, it's amazing that at 36 years old, that timing is still there for Duran.
The timing is there. The legs are not there. The timing is there. He stands almost dead still, feints you with his body, and lets you do all the work.
Magnificent combination.
Four-punch combination. A beautiful combination. And this guy did a kip to get back up on his feet. Can you talk about conditioning? Holy mackerel.
Under 2 minutes to go in the round. Stackhouse jumped in with a right hand that caught Duran on the cheek.
Now we see a little bit of the fire in Duran. A little bit of the fire is there now, Randy.
Midway through the round.
Magnificent punches thrown by Duran. Short punches, he's putting them together. Stackhouse is taking some beating now and taking it. Firing back.
Well, that's exactly what happened to him a few years ago against Frank Tate, who knocked him out in round 6. Tate hit him with everything before he could stop him in round 6. Tate just kept trying and trying, and Stackhouse kept coming back like a madman. About 45 seconds remain in the round. Gil, does it amaze you that Stackhouse is still hanging in?
Amazing, Randy, because Duran hit him with so many clean punches. And with a lot of snap. All right, now Stackhouse has switched to southpaw. Whether that will do any good, let's find out. Set up the other one.
10 seconds to go in the round.
The 1980s was a decade of return for George Foreman. After a 10-year layoff, he rattled off 20 straight KO victories on his way to a 1991 title matchup with Evander Holyfield.
From LeClaire, Iowa. On his 50th pro fight, a record of 33 wins and 13 losses, 3 draws, weighing 208 pounds. 10 out of the last 11 fights were KOs. The Gator, Frank William Lux. And now in the blue corner, from Houston, Texas, weighing 243 pounds, a record of 53 wins, 2 losses, 50 knockouts. On his comeback trail, former heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman.
We're ready for the second round. Scheduled 10-rounder here in Anchorage, Alaska, between George Foreman, white trunks, former heavyweight champion, and Frank Gator Williams in the black trunk. Honestly, I just think it's a matter of time that Foreman gets him out of there, because his first round he landed a lot of hard body blows.
They're very solid punches to the midsection.
Williams, a game fellow, but ineffective punching power.
Gator seems to be breathing a little heavily too, Don, early in the second round.
Randy Shields is working with Gator Williams, and Randy was a pretty fair fighter in his day, but I don't know what he would tell Gator. Gator hurt from a blow to his left arm.
Foreman still has that power in that right cross, doesn't he?
I think Gator Williams catching too many blows there. Referee Pat Carruthers taking a good look at him.
Yeah.
Round a little less than half over.
Left hook by Gator.
Second round.
Oh, left uppercut by George. There's another left uppercut and right cross by George. There's another left in the top course. I don't know what's holding Gator in there at this point. Obviously takes a fairly good punch.
It's target practice time for George Foreman.
There's a good left hook by Gator.
Foreman lands it well with that left hook anytime he wants to throw it. Oh! Williams almost went down from the left hook. A little over 1 minute remaining here in the second round.
Gator took a good left hook inside. Good left uppercut. Foreman seems to be just kind of jabbing and toying with him, kind of at will. He seems to be very much in command here at this point.
I think Foreman can end it any time he wants.
I think so.
Just a matter of time. 30 seconds remaining here in the second round. A rough round for Gator Williams.
Oh.
Just a little, 10 seconds remaining.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I thought the
He's
bell
going to make the round.
He's saved by the bell.
5 seconds before the start of the third round. A very tired and beaten Frank Gator Williams.
Yeah, let's see. Gator seems a little frustrated, and Foreman still standing between each round. Oh, Foreman's seems to go to a little bob and weave and dance here, which is different and unique than the first two rounds. Foreman also seems to be now moving more freely, working the left hand.
That was the old Foreman left hand, left jab.
That's true. There's Gator with a
Very
nice
powerful.
overhand, right?
Just a matter of time, and I would guess referee Carruthers is
good left by Gator, right on the
at
top of the forehead of Foreman, though. Didn't seem to bother him too much. It's good to see Foreman moving like this, though. I didn't know if he was going to have that set pattern of stand-up jab move. He seems to be moving now, and more good left hand. You're right. I mean, down that's that old Foreman of old time.
He's moving. Williams having trouble landing.
I think, too,
Another left, down goes the Gator.
Gator's down. We've got about a minute and a half in the third round. He's gone, of course, he seems like he wants to continue. Seems to be okay, but I don't know. Let's see. Seems to be in trouble a bit here, though.
There's got a minute and a half remaining in the third round, and I think one more knockdown, and referee Pat Carruthers will look to stop it.
And Foreman bicycling to the right now and moving around. I guess it seems to go.
Foreman can do anything he wants, and
at this point, I think so.
Yeah, Hayes can complete control, and he knows he can land at will, and one more left hook's going to put Gator down.
Yeah.
I think that should be at the corner.
Yeah,
Say that's it.
They're waving the towel down.
A wise decision.
Yeah.
Doesn't meet the approval of the crowd.
I think so. Very wise.
One of the stars of the 1984 Olympic team to turn professional and win a world title was Breland. He won the welterweight title twice during the 1980s. Here we see Breland in his first comeback fight on his way to winning the welterweight title for a second time against Juan Antonio Villa.
When I say jab with your feet, that means keep your weight over your feet, and you do that shuffle, you do the two-step, so to bring yourself a little closer to the other fighter. You can't reach in with that left foot and then step backward. You're just not getting distance properly.
Every time Villa's tried to get close, Mark Breland slid away. Has shown no inclination to mix it up in close. Another range punch.
Well, he tried to catch Villa coming in that time, but Villa had second thoughts.
If indeed Juan Antonio Villa is a slow starter, and he certainly was against Mike Picchiotti 2 years ago. In the first 2 rounds got hammered, was very close to being stopped, and then came back to stop Mike Picchiotti with a barrage of blows over the next 4 rounds. Well, this could be a very interesting fight.
Well, his trainer, there's a big right hand by Mark Breland, and Villa didn't even blink, Randy. I looked at the canvas. I thought he was down. Got nailed coming in. You can't get hit harder than that.
You know, coming from New York and having seen so many of Mark Breland's fights, I too was waiting for Villa to hit the canvas.
Well, his trainer, Ray Sepulveda, said, he said, you get him past the first couple of rounds and get him warmed up. He says, you couldn't knock him out with a baseball bat. Let's find out.
Well, the punch did not land on the chin. I do believe it caught him on the nose as we approach the midway point, round number 2.
Randy, I don't care where it caught him. Anybody before that we saw Breland hit like that, they were down in the past.
That's right. And again. You know, Breland's loading up on that right hand, just looking for single shots. And down goes Villa with about just under 1 minute remaining in round number 2. Villa's got a cut on his lower lip. The eyes are a bit glazed and the legs appear a bit unsteady. And in comes Mark Breland.
But he's coming in very slowly, Randy, taking his time. Well, we mentioned rangefinders. He found the range. And Villa is firing back.
15 seconds remain in the round.
This is a Golden Glove fight now.
And towards the end of the round, Gil.
There's that right hand again, but again, Breland was leaving himself wide open, Randy.
It's round number 3, and you have to wonder, is Juan Antonio Villa on steady legs?
Moved in beautifully behind the jab that time, Breland did.
And that was the first time Breland really snapped the jab out, putting the right hand behind. Those are sharp jabs, stinging jabs landed by Breland.
Randy, I still don't see the sharp, skillful Breland that I've seen previously. I know he's fighting a tough, awkward guy, and a lot of times when you fight awkward guys, you look a little awkward yourself, but he's hit Villa with some good shots. Again, he lost his composure, left himself wide open a few times.
Mark just banged his gloves there together because he saw the opening with the right hand and didn't fire.
Finally went downstairs, man. If you can't hit a guy on the chin, hit him in the body for a while, then you'll be able to hit him in the chin again.
Midway through round number 2. Make it number 3.
It's all over now, Randy. He's not going to survive this.
Referee Joe O'Neill watching Villa closely. Gets between them, sends Mark Breland to a neutral corner, and it's a standing 8 count.
I've never seen Mark Breland so vicious. Have you, Randy? I mean, I've seen him knock out guys with one punch, but this Villa can't walk. Fight's over.
It's a good thing referee Joe O'Neill did not allow Villa to take another punch because his eyes were rolling in his head. Mark Breland had that big right hand cocked, and he was ready to unload on the Mexican.
One of the stars of the late 1980s from the Kronk Gym in Detroit was Michael Mora, who won the light heavyweight crown in only his 12th professional fight. As we go into the 1990s, Mora is still undefeated and campaigning as a heavyweight. Here we see the devastating punching power that Mora is known for as he takes on Freddy Delgado of Puerto Rico.
20 of them. We're speaking of the WBO light heavyweight champ Michael Mora as he puts his title on the line against a tough hombre by the name of Freddy "The Rock" Delgado. As you see his physical attributes, 5'11", 171. He's only 25 years old and a 77-inch reach. And you see him, and he doesn't look like a nice guy. And there's Michael, a little taller, a little better reach, and they weighed in exactly the same last night at 171. They're two very young, strong, talented gentlemen. And now
Huey, in Detroit street vernacular, Delgado looks like one mean mother. That's what they call him.
Well, he doesn't look too bad. He's already been a star, or actually acted on a episode of Miami Vice called The Countdown, which was, he kind of did a little activity with Mark Breland on that show. He had to take a dive, though, and he says he will not take a dive tonight.
You've got to wonder, though, for an undefeated fighter, his face looks awfully banged up.
They say he will brawl and smother. That is what he intends to do tonight. You're looking at The Rock Delgado from Trujillo Alto, Puerto Rico. He's 25 years old. Let's check in with Wally Jackson for the introduction of our second main event. Wally.
Boxing fans, this bout is sanctioned by the Michigan State Athletic Board of Control. Dr. Stuart E. Kirschenbaum is our chairperson. The judges scoring this bout will be John Rupert from Florida, Gene Glenn from Ohio, and Rosemary Graybill from Michigan. And this is our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the World Boxing Organization Light Heavyweight Championship. Our man in decision is Mr. Bobby Watson. Introducing first in the red corner. He weighed in at 171 pounds. As a professional, he is undefeated. 18 wins with 16 knockouts. From San Juan, Puerto Rico, here is the challenger, Freddy Delgado. And in the blue corner, he weighed in at 171 pounds. He is also undefeated as a professional with 14 victories and 14 knockouts. From the Motor City of Detroit, he is the WBO Light Heavyweight Champion. Here is Michael Mora.
They call him the Destroyer, Mike Mora. We can think about three other names, the Menneson Masher, the Menneson Mauler, whatever the case is. Both these gentlemen know how to end the fight quickly. Delgado has 12 first-round knockouts. Mora has 5. He was a 1988 Ring Prospect of the Year, and he's ready to go for his 15th fight, his second title defense. The first one, actually his third title defense. His first one, he knocked out Victor Claudio in the second round. The second title defense, a 6-round knockout of a very tough Frankie Swindell. And tonight, it's Freddy "The Rock" Delgado. Bobby Watson will be doing the honors as a referee tonight.
Don't mess with it.
Round number 1 of his scheduled 12-rounder. Both these gentlemen know how to put people down. Michael Mora has yet to go past the 6th round.
Well, Huey, that might have something to do with Michael Mora's most famous quote is, "I crave violence."
In fact, he went out for the, said he goes, I went out for the high school football team just to hit people. He wasn't that good. He just liked to play linebacker and hit people.
And his favorite movie is Scarface. True story.
Freddy Delgado, 18-0, has fought most recently back in February. And he was a 1983 Pan Am gold medal winner.
I'm wondering already, Freddy Delgado warned for...
Oh, a big left, a huge left. And now, that'll do it. Michael Moore, and Delgado gets up on those two shots. Unbelievable. That left lifted him off the mat, and the right, but he is still there. Unbelievable.
Huey, he's not only there, he can't wait to get at Michael Moore. Look at him, he's coming right out.
Michael Moore with devastating punching power. Going to town on Delgado. It's all over Freddy Delgado. Michael Moore is a tremendous finisher.
Delgado's got to hold on. He shouldn't be swinging. He's got to hold on. Nobody's taught him how to hold on.
He probably hasn't had to up to this point. Moore just pounding away, an unbelievable left.
Delgado on Queer Street, big time right now. He's got to hold. He can't throw. He doesn't know where he is.
He is wobbly, the legs are not there, and Michael Moore has over 2 minutes of finishing. Big shots by Michael Moore.
I don't see how Delgado gets out of this round, Huey.
He's got to hold on. Bobby Watson taking a hard look. Big left and right. Lefts and rights landed by Michael Moore.
We may be going home early.
Michael Moore, devastating punching power, and Freddy Delgado feeling the full wrath of it. Coming back, though, is Delgado, maybe clearing his head just slightly.
Michael seems to be letting him off the hook.
Well, Michael might have punched himself out a little bit.
It's only the first round. He should be able to put him out. There he goes.
Big left.
Delgado's down.
Delgado.
Delgado's up at the count of 3. His eyes are clear. I got to say that. I think they're going to let him go.
He's got about 30 seconds to go here in round number 1.
He's saying he's okay.
Moore will come in and try to finish his night's work. He throws Delgado, bounces him off the ropes. They're trying to hold on. There's a nasty cut over the right eye of Delgado.
That's it. It's over.
Watson says that's it. Bobby Watson has seen enough, and Michael Moore with about 15 seconds to go in round number 1. Michael Moore, the Menessin Masher.
Well, Huey, I've got to tell you something. Just before...
At 2:39 of the first, the knockout is official.
Just before the first Delgado knockdown, what I begun to say was in the previous fight, Moore's people had warned him that Latin fighters hit low. He said this after that fight. He gets warned, Delgado gets warned for hitting low, and bang, Moore is a firecracker, and the fight's over.
Michael Moore goes to 15-0 and put those 15 KOs at the end of that record. Delgado, look at this. The first knockdown,
look at that left hook.
Unbelievable. And Delgado, and then we eat a straight right as well, coming over the top, right here. Boom. Oh my gosh, right there. And he came back and he didn't go down. A tremendous chin by Freddy Delgado. Here is the second knockdown. Moore having it his entire way. The straight right and then a crushing left. And down goes Freddy the Rock Delgado.
Featherweight, Antonio Esparragoza of Venezuela was one of the great champions of the 80s, defending his featherweight crown 6 times. Here we see him winning his title against Stevie Cruz of Fort Worth, Texas.
Back for round 11, John Lawson, Randy Gordon, Hugh Millay. We ought to mention the victory over McGuigan by Cruz, surrounded by 2 mediocre performances. The split win over Rocky Garcia in '85, followed by that 10-round non-title win over Roger Arevalo. So Cruz certainly trying to impress the fans tonight, the boxing experts, the judges, his wife, and himself, because he does have something to prove tonight. His first real shot with his defense.
Give a round of applause so far to one of the cornermen of Stevie Cruz, Ron Hatcher, the father of former junior welterweight champ Gene Hatcher. He's using that end swell device absolutely perfect. He's leaning on it, and then you lean on it for about 8 or 10 seconds hard, and then you slide it back towards the ear, and it takes the fluid called the edema and moves it back into the cavity and out of the swelling area. And so far, that swelling is staying down. But Cruz had better get to work.
Those are shots of Cruz, not booze, although sometimes you wouldn't know. Cruz has had his problems tonight, but he's been hanging in there, and right now he's taking Esparragoza into the 11th round.
Esparragoza's just thrown so many punches, as Randy said, from so many different angles. The guy is just a puzzle to figure out, and he reminds me a lot of Renaldo from the aspect, these guys, you never know where they're coming from, and they slip a punch so well, and he changes stances so well.
There he threw a shot, with some bad intentions on it, and then he just stepped away. And so many of the shots that the challenger is throwing, they do have bad intentions.
Esparragoza's right thigh initialed AE. Antonio Esparragoza, he was Venezuela's hero tonight. We've got him ahead after 10 rounds of activity.
Well, the fight was looking a little sloppy here in the 11th round. As soon as I say that, Antonio makes it look bad.
Well, this is uncharted territory for Esparragoza. He's never gone more than 10.
Bang, 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 bang. I mean, one after another. Just Esparragoza letting both guns go.
Up over the top, around the corner, underneath. Esparragoza firing away at will.
Trying to finish it up right here in 11. Unloading some nice right, but Cruz, as you mentioned, Randy, is taking some vicious shots and keeps on coming back.
Cruz in excellent shape, and as you fellas had mentioned earlier, that's going to be his saving grace as we get into the waning rounds here. And again, Ishmael Fernandez steps in because Esparragoza wants more.
Antonio had a good time that round. He turned to the corner and just kind of smiled. He was just joking. I don't think he was going to hit him at the end of that round.
Esparragoza's manager, Ricardo Maldonado, Pedro Avila is his trainer working on him. All right, and the translation, well, here's the translation right here. Look at Esparragoza go to work.
They're telling him in the corner, just keep working the way you're working. He's doing everything right. And at this point, Stevie Cruz has started to slack off on offense. And as he does, the title is growing closer and closer. That belt is starting to be secured around the waist of Antonio Esparragoza.
What's your scorecard show now, Randy Gordon?
107 for Esparragoza, 99 points for the champion.
So it's a knockout or it's the end of the reign, a one-fight reign for Stevie Cruz. His first title defense. Time for a KO for the man in green right there.
Stevie Cruz has to come up with the greatest punch he has ever thrown. Might have to be one of those Hail Mary sucker shots. Close your eyes and let it go.
But you have to wonder, even if he throws that, Esparragoza still looks so fresh and solid on his feet. You'd have to wonder if it would even affect Antonio Esparragoza.
Well, it was back in the 5th round when a big right hand, perhaps Stevie Cruz's best punch of the fight, did not stagger Esparragoza, but he felt that his knees wobbled for a moment against the ropes. But Cruz could never put another shot on his chin.
One of the few times he has been buckled because he's working on a solid foundation tonight. Good defensive posture. Look at him right there. Looking really a lot like he did in the early rounds.
Cruz getting a couple good jabs there. Once again, Antonio could just be buying a little time here. He's so far ahead of the scorecard. Cruz holding on.
And now Ishmael Fernandez wants the medical folks to check him out because Cruz indeed looks to be in sorry shape with a swelling around his eye.
Dr. William Gardner is taking a look at the eye. I believe he's saying, yeah, it's okay.
Play on, says the referee, and that we will here in round 12. Esparragoza in trouble, though. I think what we're seeing now are both eyes swelling up. Just
left one definitely, right one definitely, and now left one's getting a little mouse under it.
some knee damage on that left eye now. But Esparragoza peppering Cruz now. Cruz having problems. And there he goes down for the first time in the fight.
That was a left. Excellent left.
And onto the buckle goes Esparragoza.
He will try to finish Cruz now. It was a beauty of a left hook which sent him down. And here comes Esparragoza.
Late in the 12th round, the first knockdown of the fight. Cruz went down on his behind, got up.
That's it.
And that'll be stopped.
That'll be it.
And that'll be up. We have a new champion in the WBA featherweight category. It's all over for Stevie Cruz. And congratulations to Antonio Esparragoza, the new champion in the WBA featherweight division. Only a matter of time, gentlemen, and I think after 12 rounds, to say that Cruz hung on that long is saying something.
Marlon Starling, Muchi, won the welterweight title twice in the 1980s. Here we see him in his first go-round as champion, defending against Fujio Osaki of Japan.
You know, Randy, there was a little bit of panic in Eddie Futch's voice at the end of that 9th round when he was giving Marlon instructions. He said, you're going to have to come on. You're going to have to come on and get busy. I mean, they're very concerned in the corner. This is no cakewalk, this fight.
It is not at all. They are very concerned in the corner of the champion.
And another good left hook. Good left hook by Osaki, right hand, and Starling came back with a right hand.
And it's been very quiet. We haven't heard from Mark Breland. That's because he had to go. He promised the TV station he'd give him a quick interview. And I'm sure he's upset. He's missing this fight.
Well, this is the range that Osaki has to stay at. And every once in a while, he wing a punch in there and try to nail Marlon. Because when he's inside Marlon, it's just a little too quick for him. Look at the showboat here. Maybe he's more comfortable fighting in America.
Get on your bicycle. You'll win it.
This is not strange territory, round 10 for Osaki. He's been here 6 times before.
Well, he wasn't able to push Marlon back as easily as he had done earlier in the fight, Randy, on the inside.
Get on the bicycle. Make it look fast. Vegas style. Vegas style.
You know, Osaki is smart, Randy. He's tired. He's trying to give himself a little rest in there.
About 1:15 to go in the round. We talked about the 6 times Osaki's been this distance. Marlon Starling 16 times.
Well, I had asked Marlon, are you looking past Osaki to Breland? Maybe you're taking this guy too lightly. He says, no, I'm not. He says, I get the best shape I can for every fight.
I just really think he didn't know what to expect from the challenge.
Well, he's fighting a guy with an American style. He's fought plenty of fighters with he nailed Starling, and then Starling nailed him back, Randy.
Starling smiled at him.
But Randy, he nailed Starling. Look, he had him in a little trouble.
But the legs still look strong. The eyes are clear of the challenger. 30 seconds remain in the round.
Same combination, left hook, right hand. Big round for Osaki. Up to this point.
Final seconds of the 10th round. 10 down, 2 to go. Here we go.
You know, when Emil Griffith was the champion, and he fought all 15-round fights, and he owned the last 5 rounds in almost every fight.
Well, the WBA cut their title fights back to 12 rounds, and this is the final round.
This is it. Right now, this is it. Good right hand by Osaki, and Starling missed 3 or 4 punches, got nailed again. Osaki is just doing the basic things that a fighter does. Straight right hand to the body, left jab, right hand. I mean, he's not doing anything fancy or tricky or anything like that. He's just fighting.
That's another thing to respect tonight, that he's really done nothing fancy or tricky, as you say. He has been there. He's been there to fight from round one.
Now, an amazing thing with Marlon, he still isn't firing. They nailed each other that time, both threw right hands. Oh, good left hook by Osaki. And a right hand to the body. Randy, I don't know what is the matter with Marlon Starling. Maybe he hurt his hand, maybe he feels weak, but he certainly is not fighting a brilliant fight tonight.
Starling's face basically unmarked. The challenger's face very tough. There you see the time remaining in the fight.
You know, the way Marlon's fighting this round, you think that he thought he was way ahead in the fight.
That he was right, that he just had a coast, just hang in there. Oh, is this scoring? I think it's going to be interesting. If Harold Letterman's scorecard is any indication, Gil, wow. 1 minute to go.
Goes to show you, and so many lives are affected by here. A nice combination by Starling, but it's a little late. Here's a big right hand and a left hook by, and another right hand, left hook, right hand. He's doing the fighting. And Starling, what's he smiling about? He should be fighting. Another combination by Osaki. Right hand to the body. Just basic stuff, Randy, that's all.
The challenger obviously wants it.
Down to the very last few seconds, Randy. And I think Osaki fought the last round the way you have to fight the last round of a championship fight.
I'm wondering if the judges will be awed and give some of those close rounds to the champ.
Well, that very well could be. The rounds were very, very close. No question about that. Now here's Starling has his hands up. They say he fought the last round like he thought he was way ahead.
And the boos you hear are not for the challenger, but for the champion who's walking around with his hands up in the air. Maybe his final seconds as champion.
Well, they're acting over there, Randy, as if he had won the fight. But I know if I was in his corner, I'd be very, very nervous. This is the time. I've been through this many, many a time, Randy, and it's a terrible experience waiting because this is a subjective sport. You know, it's not like baseball. You get a home run, you got to run.
It's got to be a sick feeling in your stomach, you know. And let's find out. Let's make it official. Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official scoring. Wiso Fernandez scores the bout 118 to 110. Rodolfo Maldonado has it 117 to 114. And Carlos Sucre scores it 117 to 112. For the winner, and still welterweight champion of the world, Marlon Magic Man Starling.
When the 1980s are reviewed, Renaldo Snipes will be best known for his near KO victory over Larry Holmes and his dramatic comeback victory, as we see here, versus Johnny Duplooy.
Johnny Duplooy looks fresh as a daisy as he comes out at the start of round 6. Starting to chant Johnny, Johnny. Johnny Duplooy, nothing less than a matinee idol in his home country of South Africa. Very marketable fighter. Earns purses of around $50,000. Now he's looking to establish himself in the United States. He fought here once before against Steve Zowski, knocked him out. That was the man who fought George Foreman in his first comeback fight. Well, the rap against Renaldo Snipes, never being able to win the big fights, to beat a Holmes, to beat a Witherspoon, a Page, or a Biggs. Here's somebody that Renaldo Snipes never even heard of a year or two ago. And he is in a tussle tonight, no question about it. Ironically, Snipes does hold the victory over Harry Coetzee.
another South African fighter who did hold the heavyweight championship.
And a little bit less zest out of the punches of Johnny Duplooy until that last flurry right there. It looked as though Duplooy was punching in slow motion. He backs away from that uppercut just in time. Heavy blows to the side. Yeah, it looks like Renaldo Snipes is content to the work to the body of Johnny Duplooy. Seconds to go, neither fighter backing off. Johnny Duplooy in a breather round, you might say, here as time runs out in round 6. Low blow by Renaldo Snipes. He was warned about that earlier.
See him on the outside. Move that, Johnny, move that. Get off the top. Get in the center of the ring. Get in the center of the ring. Understand it? Box this guy. Smack that jab. Come on and come back with the right hand. Knock this guy out. Don't give him no water. Wait a minute. Let him breathe. Box this guy. Jab, right hand, and left hook. You'll knock him out. I'm telling you. Now you're not. You're in good shape. Come on. Johnny, don't blow this. Come on. Don't even fight now.
Well, Lou Duva wants the knockout, and he's explaining how to do it to Johnny Duplooy. Duplooy's tired, that's what he said.
See from the outside now, come on. Left hand first. Get off the ropes, get off the ropes, stay in that center of the ring. You got that now, come on.
Duplooy fought like a tired fighter, hanging against the ropes, absorbing some punishment, mostly the serious punches were to the body. In the corner, he told Lou Duva he was tired. Lou told him, no, you're not.
Remember, this is only a 10-rounder. Points now very critical of the later stages of this fight. So we enter round 7. Johnny Duplooy immediately puts Snipes on the ropes. It's the jab that Lou Duva wants to see Duplooy use more.
Yeah, there's no really good jab that we're seeing from Duplooy.
Snipes is a brawler. Duplooy won't win many points on finesse himself. He has been content to go inside, use his uppercuts on Renaldo Snipes.
He's looking tired. He's a tired fighter right now.
Johnny Duplooy is 9 years younger than Mr. Snipes, whom they call Pops in the sparring ring now. And there goes Renaldo Snipes. This time, down to the ring because of blows. He went down in the 3rd round, but it was more of a slip.
He was pushed down. Duplooy threw him against the ropes, charged in, hit him with the right hand.
Johnny Duplooy puts his arms up on the ropes like that, leaving his midsection wide open for Renaldo Snipes. By referee.
He's deducting a point.
Deducting points from Renaldo Snipes. Excuse me, from Johnny Duplooy. And Duplooy was doing everything against Renaldo Snipes, throwing him and pushing and shoving, and that's what Parkman didn't like to see.
He's tired, and he's fighting like a tired fighter. He's using roughhouse tactics.
And that's why points were taken away from Johnny Duplooy, something he cannot afford because...
Hector Roca screaming at Dick Bartman, watch the head.
Blood streaming freely out of the mouth of Renaldo Snipes. Snipes fighting on guts right now, and well, maybe they both are because this one has been non-stop since the second round.
Duplooy, a very tired fighter.
Duplooy is a frustrated fighter right now as well, Phil. And Johnny Duplooy goes down. Duplooy looks like he's quitting.
I think he told the ref he's finished.
Duplooy has had enough. Duplooy's quitting. Renaldo Snipes has won. Johnny Duplooy quits. Lou Duva can't believe it. Lou Duva is almost coming to blows with Dick Bartman. Lou Duva now turns toward Johnny Duplooy. He wants him back out there. I think Renaldo Snipes, Chris Berger, upset because of the way the referee was reacting to his tactics. But that's only fair because it seems like Snipes was fighting like a tired fighter, as you'd said, and he was doing everything but pulling out a knife on Renaldo Snipes.
I think he just up and quit. There's no simpler way of saying it. He got fatigued, went down to one knee, more or less, no mas.